net effect of that functioning in flow uh, can have the appearance of very creative outcome.
Its appearance is what its appearance is, that's all. There is no mind-generated thought any longer.
Mm-hmm.
No one to be creative. It just is the flow of nature. It comes out of that, that's all.
For the creative mind to go,
Does God need your help to create?
no.
Then let it go. Existence doesn't need your help. The infinite intelligence is quite able to do everything without your intervention. Thank you very much.
So how to let that go is grace, which also requires no intervention, I guess.
I mean, it requires doing the practices as given. To continue to work under the surface. Continue cutting and then eventually you get to the point where the mind is just thrown back in on itself, where it has nowhere to go externally. Then it's like, that illustration of the snake eating its own tail.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to get to that point. That's all.
Okay.
This is such the sticking point with people. This was, the big thing with the questions being asked of Siddhananda, as well in the latest interview about, there's such an illusion about that, about how things, how can things continue when there's no mind? Well, consciousness is prior to mind. Consciousness programs mind. Before one is even aware of it, a decision and a choice has already been made in mind. It's already been proven. But it's only made in mind because that consciousness is already, has already made the decision. And then it goes in through the mind. And then the mind relays that to the body. Body's the last to know, and yet the body thinks it's the one that's doing everything. And so this is the confusion that people have. Yeah, the conditions, the prarabdha karma plays out. What one came in to do is going to play out. That's all. Whether the one is looking, and whether there's no persona, no perception of a me doing it or not, the body does what it needs to do. Just like if there's a stubbing of the toe, they will be yelling, ouch. Did you have to stop and think of ouch before you yell?
Right.
No. It just happens. It spontaneously comes out. Even those in mind, that will come out, and then they blow it off, or they are gravitated to it, have a big story about it, and cling to it, and nurse it forever, So even in that, there's a differentiation between minds in that. But when there is no mind involved in it, okay, there's physical pain, that reaction to that pain, but there's no mental drama of it at all. It happened to the body. That's all. So this is where, that it's so difficult to try to explain to people, because they say, well, I see a body, I see you reacting. When somebody calls your name, well, yeah, that one, it's like one doesn't become stupid, and this body, the body that's here is always, understands that name, that people are speaking to this. That's all. So it's very difficult to try to explain to people that shift. When all falls away, one can look and can find nothing that's any longer a me or the me story. It's just absolutely gone. There is no feeling of that any longer. Like I said in this thing, it's like trying to explain the vibrancy of colors to a man that's been blind from birth. He's got no reference. There is no way to explain it to him, no matter what you do. Yet for the sighted one, it's so clear and so easy to see. There's nothing to explain in it. And the same thing when everything falls out, and there's just that absolute is. One without a second. Never born, never died, just simply is. No matter what one is perceiving with the eyes, it's all the same is. And it's not subdivided into that piece of is, that piece of is, that piece of is, and we need all the pieces of is to make one whole. It's not that. Doesn't mean that one, enjoys the world less. Simply because it's a dream state and illusion, it doesn't mean it's enjoyed less. No. It comes back into, again, reality after a time. But the real reality of it is different than the reality spin that one thinks it is of separation and distinctions when one is in the mental conflict of mind and the drama of mind. It's a totally different thing. One goes full circle, but not the full circle of you started where you left. It's like a full circle, but it's like the open-ended circle of Zen. One goes full circle, but it's in a totally different consciousness and awareness and reality. Then it becomes real. One's no longer in the fantasy, illusion, delusion of mind. Okay. It's not that the world is unreal. It's that the mental conflict and illusion surrounding it, what's driving is what is unreal. Mm-hmm. Before realization, it's like everybody is in this fantasy land of their own making, or horror story, or soap opera of their own creation, and everybody is in a different, understanding, a different, if you talk to people that are in mind, you can say something, and there will be as many different shades of it. Everybody will hear it in a different way. I could say one sentence and they'll all hear something different according to their past experience, according to their fantasy, according to their justifications, according to their, the things they're protecting, the things they're wanting to cling to build or reject. But in realization, when something is spoken, the one that lives in that reality, it's understood clearly for what it is, because it's all the same reality at that point. No more delusion, no covering, no fantasy, that's dropped. That's all. What's going on?
Oh, no. Just get quiet.
Yeah. Hence the value of darshan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone said something on Facebook today. Oh, I think it was Candy. It was really funny. Guruji is like playing the gopher game. You know, the whack-a-mole game?
The gopher game.
Where you go to the arcade, the carnival, and it's got the little holes, and the mole comes up, and you have this thing, and every time they come up, and you whack it on the head.
Oh, okay.
I play whack the sadhaka game.
You had that sadhaka.
Out of the thing, you whack them again.
You had that green sadhaka whacker.
Yeah, I need a sadhaka whacker. So that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny this morning, yeah. Playing whack-a-mole. So, namaste.
Right.